there, my name's Keith. Let me tell you something some of you may or may not know. Last Christmas, I ended up getting a PS4, which is a great time to get a PS4 because most of the games are half price. I got a PS4, which was very exciting and very frustrating. Exciting because it gave me an opportunity of taking place in some of the work gaming banter that I've been missing out on. But also frustrating because when it came to first-person games, which is the games from the point of view of the character, I found those games so frustrating because I had no idea what I was doing. I was either looking at the ground or looking at the ceiling. Fortunately, I was able to bring in some expert advice to help me out. Thank you, Jared. Now, you would think that when a movie came out that was entirely based on the first-person point of view, I would go running. Nay, nay. Because I just ended up seeing Hardcore Henry and I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy to tell you about it. Now, the first thing I need to tell you was that Hardcore Henry was actually called Hardcore, and I didn't recognize the movie at first. This was a movie that was released at the Toronto International Film Festival last year. It ended up winning the Midnight Madness People's Choice Awards. So this is basically movies that show at midnight during the festival, and movies that you can tell have a different type of following, like a cult type of following. Movies that are thrillers, that are kind of grindhouse type movies. And this movie was definitely very entertaining, and I'm sorry I didn't have a chance to see it at TIFF. Now, I didn't realize it was the same movie until I saw this particular image in the movie. Now, this here where I'm tapping, it's pretty interesting because I saw this image before in some of the different TIFF books, and I was like, I really want to see this. But, you know, when you end up seeing as many movies as I did at TIFF, there are going to be a couple of movies that you don't see, and Hardcore was one of them. Directed by Ilya Naishuller, Russian director, this movie is extremely entertaining. We start off the movie learning a little bit about Henry's childhood, and then we fast forward to present day. We meet Henry in a lab. He's had a couple of limbs blown off, and he's getting these super limbs put on. And next thing you know, before he can get up and start twerking, his wife gets kidnapped, and then he's out to track her down. Now, I don't want to give away too much of the movie, so I want to stick to a couple of main things that you need to know going into this. Full disclosure, this movie is very violent. There were a couple of walkouts during the screening that I was at, but again, full disclosure, again, not judging, but I don't necessarily think the people that were walking out were the intended target market for this movie. Another piece of full disclosure, Sharlto Copley is absolutely amazing in this movie. Sharlto Copley, of course, you'll remember him from movies such as District 9. Of course, he played Murdoch in the A-Team revival. An absolutely fantastic actor. And I don't want to give away a lot of what he did, but let's just say it was probably one of the best performances that I've seen in a long time. This movie is entirely shot from that first person point of view. So we see Henry talking to people. So we see the people that he's talking to, but there isn't the focus on what Henry looks like. It's basically all of Henry's interactions. And a lot of Henry's interactions are very violent. It's an extremely enjoyable movie. It's not going to be for everyone. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to see it at TIFF, but I'm super happy that I got a chance to see it now. And I definitely recommend this film. I'm giving this movie a B+. Again, I'll tell you, once you get to the point in the movie, which is probably about 10 minutes before the movie concludes, you might get to the point where you're like, okay, first person, I get it, I'm done with that. And that's fine. But one thing you're not going to be done with is Sharlto Copley's amazing performance in this, and just his banter, his dialogue, and the relationship that he develops with Henry. The only concern I have about this movie is that people are going to hear Hardcore Henry, and they're not necessarily going to know that it's like a science fiction, action flick. They might think it's another type of movie. It's not. This is going to be a movie that's going to be shown in regular theaters, not theaters with people in overcoats. At the end of the day, great movie, B+ from me. If you see this movie and you want to chat about it, you want to chat about other movies, let me know. I'm up to talking. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and WittyWhittier.com. I appreciate you taking the time to check this out. My name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.